So I got a very fun request to try on rental skates. I don't know the last time that I wore rental skates, but obviously if you don't have your own skates and you go to a skating rink, you're gonna need rental skates. So I think, just based on my experience with rental skates at an ice rink, I think I have to go smaller than my actual size. I already have small feet. I wear like a size 5 skate, my own skates, but I think I'm gonna go with a 4. And usually there's beige skates and gray skates. There's always like 2 types of skates at roller rinks. I'm gonna try a 4. Now the thing about rental skates is that you cannot adjust them. So on my skates, I would be able to adjust how quick the wheels are going, what the action is. I would be able to change all of that stuff, but you cannot do that when you are getting rental skates. The other thing that most people don't have is orthotics or insoles. So in my skates, I wear insoles for my arches or orthotics. You can get like Dr. Scholl. I have them with me. Hold on. Okay, so in my skates, I typically wear my custom orthotics, but at like any drugstore, you can get orthotics, and I would recommend these Dr. Scholl's ones. They actually work really well. Obviously, they're not custom to your foot, but they work really well. I don't recommend jumping up onto the counter at a public session to put your skates on, but for the sake of the video. I'm gonna go no orthotics because I wanna see how it actually feels. Will this fit? That does fit. Oh my gosh. I'm actually scared. Natalie's practicing right now, and luckily we're the only ones here, so I won't be embarrassing myself. I'll only be embarrassing myself in front of the entire internet. No big deal. These have different laces. Are these the same skate? Yeah, they just have different laces. Oh boy. They actually feel pretty comfortable compared to most skates that you would buy. So the whole reason for this video was sometimes you can get old rental skates for very cheap, cheaper than like a new beginner skate. These are obviously not beginner skates. This is a Harlick boot with a roll-line plate. But you may notice the height of this is not the height of this. This would go up a lot higher on my ankle. So that is one of the more dangerous things about rental skates is they don't have any support in the ankle. Okay, now I gotta get down from here. Okay. Let's go out onto the floor. I'm scared.
How's it going so far?
They're actually quite comfy.
I think you're one of the old schools.
I know.
Not matching laces.
Okay, so obviously if you are coming to a session, if you are skating at all and you don't know anything about skating, I would hope that you look at my YouTube channel before you do that because it will be very helpful. Send me a message, send me an email. The membership, it's only $14.99 a month. Buy a month, prepare yourself, because the biggest thing that I see when people put rental skates on and step out onto the floor is that they're not accustomed to having wheels under their feet, obviously, and they don't bend their knees. So the number one thing in skating is to bend your knees. You have to bend your knees. Now, I'm not going to get into that because that would be hours of footage for me to teach you how to do that. I already have that on my website and on YouTube, but right here, before you step out on the floor, you don't want to step this way. You want to go sideways like this, and then step together, bend your knees. But like I said, you won't be able to adjust these skates. So usually when I'm skating, my skate, it moves a lot. Like the trucks are loose so that when I am on one foot, I can actually press an edge. You won't be able to do that on skates that you can't adjust. So it's not you, it's the skate. But obviously if you buy rental skates, if you have them in your possession, then you can adjust them. So yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so the wheels are a little slippery, a little, but the edges, you can press a little bit. You won't be able to do any deep edges on rental skates, but just transferring your weight, getting your weight from right to left, picking up one foot, putting it back down, transferring your weight. This is all totally doable. I do have to say, on rental skates, prepare to have your weight a little more forward because there's not a big heel on the skates built in. So you have to send your weight to the ball of your foot. These are actually not that bad. I was expecting a lot worse. I came over here so Natalie can continue practicing. But yeah, my weight, because the heel is so small, I'll show you in comparison to my skate. But these, because the heel is small, your weight is going to be more in your heels because it's not lifting you up to the ball of your foot. When you're skating, you want the weight to be mostly in the ball of your foot, and then you control side to side, front to back, depending on if you're skating backward, if you're skating forward, whatever it might be. But general rule, I'll say it here because I like to say it everywhere and I have to repeat it all the time. When you're skating forward, the weight is more in the back of your skate. However, with these skates, you don't want it too far back because you will literally fall back. There's nothing back there to catch you. So you want the weight to be a little more shifted forward. And then when you're skating backward, you do want the weight more in the front of your skate. So actually, I feel more comfortable in these rental skates skating backward because my weight already has to be to the front of the skate. When I'm skating forward, I'm used to already being there and not having to shift my weight to the front. So that feels a little challenging. But for the most part, these actually feel really great. But not being able to adjust your skates, that's the problem. So if you are just going to the skating rink, I have a video on how to sit in your skates. That is the most helpful video I think I have on my channel, and I'll link it right here because if you have to go to the bathroom, that's where most injuries actually happen. If you need to sit or if you need to stand, going to the restroom, whatever it may be, you never ever on skates want to lock your knees. You don't want your knees to be up. You want to have soft knees. So check out that video if you are planning on going to the rink because I would love to teach you how to sit, to be able to literally sit with your friends, sit and eat, sit and go to the bathroom, whatever it may be. But general skating, these are not bad. They don't have support, so be careful, but definitely check out some instructional videos before you go to the rink because I just had a group of friends go to the rink last week and they had students with them, and the students obviously didn't do any research on how to skate and there were some broken bones. So definitely check out your resources first before you head to the rink, but not bad. Yeah, you can make stuff happen on these. I won't look as comfortable as I do on my skates, obviously, but they're doable. So now I know if I forget my skates, not ideal, but I can do it. I hope that helps. I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, these could be dangerous in a good way. I can do crazy legs, I can do spins.